Southasia. This is Misha Rahman welcoming all of you to another episode of Talk Dhaka here in Dhaka. Today on our show we have a versatile marketeer whom I like to say is a true worshipper of beauty. It's for no other reason but because he has single-handedly launched a lot of international beauty brands for the Bangladeshi consumers. He has worked in several international companies of very high repute, including Unilever, Coca-Cola, Reckitt, and now is heading the marketing of Marico Bangladesh. We're talking to Mr. Soumendra Sankar Daspart in Talk Dhaka today. Soumendra, welcome to our show.
Thanks.
Was that too much of an introduction?
I would say it's a bit too much.
Was it embarrassing for you?
Very, very embarrassing.
But you do have a very keen eye for beauty because I know that you launched Lakme here in Bangladesh and you knew what color of lipstick and eye shades actually suit what color complexion.
Can we restrict details?
So where does this come from? Why do you get a special sort of excitement working with these beauty brands?
As a matter of fact, you see, consumers live with a dire expectation of presenting themselves in the most fashionable and in the most attractive way they want to. Mm-hmm. And where does this desire come within me is just you may say it's a passion, mm-hmm. Passion for beauty, you may say, and which is more got to do with the inner beauty than the outside beauty, because whatever you put on yourself hardly looks good on you unless and until you really can wear it, and you can only wear it if you have it in your mind. Mm-hmm. And if you don't have it in your mind, it just doesn't come out as beautifully you would like to express yourself. Mm-hmm. So it's a part of self-expression also. So and I'm myself quite an expressive person, and so that's why all these forms of expressions that come in, and it has been quite rewarding as well. Having been, I would say, I was lucky to be in touch with all these brands, from refreshment to beauty to all these.
Right, a lot of fast-moving consumer goods in general. But what happens to a marketing professional? Suppose you graduate from university and then you want to work for all these big-name companies, right? How did you end up working with so many? I mean, they have been trying to get you to work with them. What was your first job?
My first job was at Lever Brothers.
Right. Unilever, as we know it.
Today we know it as Unilever, but back in 1992 when I started my career, it was called Lever Brothers Bangladesh Limited, and it was in Chittagong, Kalurghat. And not many people would really like to locate themselves in Chittagong in those days. And finally, they had to the company had to locate themselves in Dhaka to attract talents. It was quite an experience getting the job at Lever Brothers, because there were 25 of them, mm-hmm. and I was lucky enough to make it to the job. They hired only one person, and that was me at that in that year. So, I actually did not aspire for such kind of a thing when I got the job. That sounds too cliche, I must say, because I finally made it to the job. I was studying literature.
Okay.
I did my literature and then moved to business administration. That's quite a combination, I must say. And
a unique jump of major.
Absolutely. And so what that did to me was gave a different kind of perspective towards consumers. And I have a common saying which goes like, consumers are not human beings. So
okay, what are they?
And everybody quite seem to enjoy that, because consumers are not human beings. So what are they? They are not actually. I say that because when I did my literature, they carried all human characteristics. In a character, be it Othello, be it Macbeth, be it any of the characters you name from literature. But when I look at Mrs. Chaudhary or Mrs. Hussain or Mrs. Dasgupta for that matter, they don't look to me as the characters, as human characters. They look to me as consumers coming from which socioeconomic class, which location of the city, etc., etc. So that's why I call them not
they have to qualify as something or the
yes.
other. Income range.
So what brought me here? That was a question. Actually, interest in people actually brought me here. What makes a marketeer? I don't think I can answer that question because I'm still learning, and I don't know if I may say that I have become a marketeer or I am a marketeer, because consumers are ever changing, and you have to be in touch with them to understand them, to relate to them, and be relevant to them, and bring consumer relevant services and products to them. So that's a ongoing process.
So you have to study the Bangladeshi consumer in and out, right? So what are the facts or myths that one can say about a Bangladeshi consumer?
If you take the South Asian perspective, the Bangladeshi consumers are much more consumerism oriented.
Really?
Yes.
They like to spend more, you mean?
They given a proper value, they would go for it. I currently run a business which is Kaya Skin Clinic, and that's a very top end skin clinic of the country. And you would be surprised that there is no appointment available.
It's all booked.
All booked.
For how many months? For a couple of months, I guess.
No, for the month. For this month, we are speaking in the month of July. So for the month, the clinic is fully booked, and it's a very top-end skin clinic in the country. And I've also handled brands like Lakme, and at that point in time, Lakme prices were I wouldn't say exorbitantly high, but as L'Oreal's or Maybelline's that are still available, but for a middle class, mid-income group consumer, Lakme prices were not steep, but
it would be more like an aspirational,
very aspirational, product. very premium, and therefore all those activities and all those presentations the brands have in Bangladesh attract the consumers, and there's a ban. We are known to be a poor country, but as far as consumer market is concerned, I would say it's a very attractive market, and you can see there are very many companies who are coming into the market, and it's a very exciting market, I would say.
Sure, but we also see that having a lot of common qualities among the South Asian consumers, you see a lot of advertisement or marketing campaigns being dominated of an Indian origin, if I may say so. Is it because that Bangladeshi people don't need a separate kind of a campaign, or is it because we don't have the talent to make something as attractive as an Indian campaign?
I don't quite agree with that, because you see, nowadays the world is not round anymore. It's flat. And access and right to information is a buzzword right now. So if you tune into any television, you get to see channels, some 500 odd channels you get to see.
Right.
And then you consume them. So if anyone if there are global brands, there needs to be a global face of a brand in each and every country. So Mishu Rahman going to Sri Lanka would be the same Mishu Rahman. She wouldn't be a different face and a different person.
Right.
So Soumendra going to Nepal would not become a different person. So there are certain universal consumer appeals. So as long as the brands meet those appeals, they get responded back by the consumer.
But if you had to generate such a marketing campaign using only local talent, do you think you'd have enough resources?
We have enough resources. We have very good, I would say, if I cannot use the word world class, but I would say in Southasia, we have representative quality of talents in Bangladesh. I mean, I have worked with the top talents in Bangladesh, and currently some of the brands that I handle, all the advertising material and campaign materials are developed locally and executed locally, and but they get the credit of having made internationally. So while it's pretty embarrassing for the director that his name doesn't appear or is not the first name people think of, but it's highly rewarding.
The work is compared to global standards.
In international standard, which is very very rewarding, I would say.